My name is Rod Nelsistun. I'm a Senior Research Director with TowerGroup. We're a global research and advisory firm and part of the larger corporate executive board. We provide research and insight to financial services institutions and technology providers across the globe in all the verticals within financial services. There's two drivers that are really taking over the financial services industry, and it's the regulator and it's the customer. And while you can say they've always been the main drivers in the industry, in the world today with communications as they are, with the social networking capabilities that customers have, what customers think of your business, especially in financial services, is critically important to the future of that business. We've seen banks really emphasizing and trying to focus on customer experience as we came out of the crisis from 2009 into 2010. And in 2011, we started to hear a lot more about this term called customer experience management. Now, in many ways, customer experience management is an oxymoron because the customer's experience is their own. It isn't something that you can dictate to a customer, but it is something you can develop your organization, the interfaces with your organization, and the capabilities of your products and services so that you enable that customer to have a better experience. And we see a customer experience as a part of the continuum that's really critical to long-term success in financial services. If you think about it, a customer first engages with you. That can be an online transaction, it can be in the mobile space, it can be a call center call, it can be a walk into the branch. So the customer has an engagement, and that engagement ends either well or poorly, or maybe it's just okay. Over time, that number of engagements ends up to be called that customer's experience. It evolves into a series of interactions that you've had with the customer so that they finally think that when they interact with your bank, they're going to have a certain kind of experience. From that experience, over time, they'll develop a level of satisfaction. And customer satisfaction is the foundation then to building loyalty. And each of these steps is a progression. And just because you reach one level of this having a good customer engagement doesn't mean that that customer's experience is going to be good over the long term. And just because they have a few good experiences doesn't mean that if they tested their satisfaction it would be high. And just because I'm satisfied with the relationship I have with you doesn't mean I'm going to be loyal. To build loyalty, you really have to be able to see into my own needs and treat me as an individual, treat me uniquely. And what's become the challenge today is there are so many options, so many points of information, so many products and services that rather than make it individualized for my benefit, you've actually made it harder for me to be a good customer, for me to become a loyal customer. Some of the research we've done over time says that the best thing you can do to develop customer loyalty is to make your business very simple and very easy to do business with. And we've seen the complexity of the financial services industry being driven in part by the regulator, by the rules that are of the road that institutions have to follow. Collecting information, asking questions are all part and parcel of what a financial institution has to do. But how you do it, how easy you make it for the customer to interact with you, all of that is very critical to the kind of engagement that customer is going to have and the experience that will come out of that. And over time, if you're simple to do business with, you meet my needs as a consumer or as a small business, I'm going to become loyal to you because of those elements that you were able to deliver that the next bank isn't able to perform to the same level that you are. If you think in terms of transactions and a number of transactions, we've looked at the engagement experience, satisfaction, and considered the building of loyalty. To do that, though, you really need to understand the whole customer. So while I may just want to do a transaction with you today, the nature of those transactions over time will give you insight into what I want as a customer, how I want to be served, whether I want to have services delivered on a mobile channel or on an online channel or in person. And it's understanding that issue around what the customer wants, the nature of the customer themselves, is more than about product and service. It's about understanding my behavioral aspects. What are the things that are important to me? How do I see those things in the use of financial services? So in one case, I may not like a fee, to have you charge me a fee for one type of service if I just want to cash a check, for example. But if I want to do an international transfer and it's something that I need to do in a very immediate time frame, I may be less fee averse, so, and you may be able to charge that fee, and I still have a high level of satisfaction. Now what most banks have done is said, well, here's our fee schedule. And you have to move beyond that and understand what that customer really wants and that whole life cycle of the customer and where the customer's biases are, what their sentiments are, and then what really has been missing, I think, in banking up until now is understanding not only the sentiment, whether I'm a price shopper, whether I'm fee adverse or whether I don't mind fees, but understanding the context in which I interact with you. And if you get to that point of understanding that I interact with you not just as one person, but under different contexts, then you've truly come to a deeper understanding of me as an entire customer, and you can serve me at a much deeper level. We look at companies that support the financial services industry for these types of strategic needs to build customer loyalty. So we're looking at technologies that make it easier to do business with the customer, with the bank. We're looking for technologies that make it simple for a customer to understand their total relationship with you across the bank. So we're looking for the types of technology providers who think in terms of not just the technology, but what that technology is supposed to enable, what it's supposed to accomplish, and what it is supposed to deliver for enabling that customer experience, which we've seen being the basis of competition in both retail and commercial banking over the past year. If I'm a bank today and I'm looking for technology to support what I'm doing, I'm going to look for solutions that have to fill in the supply chain of what I do. But I think the key issue is to find business partners and technology providers who provide not only an excellent service and their technology works well, but provide the capability to extend that value chain out and beyond the core service of what they're doing. So they may provide, for example, a billing system, or they may provide a statementing system, they may aggregate information, they may do any of those numbers of things, but what you really want from that partner is what else do they do? What kind of analytics are they applying to their solution and to the data that comes out of their solution to make you smarter about serving your customer base? What kind of risks are they seeing that you're taking that you may not understand, but they do because they've observed and they've worked with the banks across the globe and thought about the issues that those banks are trying to solve. These are the kinds of things to be looking for in a business partner, not one that just talks about the narrow contribution that their technology makes, but one that really can deliver on a much broader basis and make your whole supply chain smarter. Today's technology provider, if they're just providing technology, is going to fall short in delivering the value that you could get out of that technology. What you really need from a vendor today is domain expertise. They have to come to your bank or to your financial institution and understand the business that you're doing and the context in which you're doing that business, the markets in which you're doing that business, and have a footprint that is experiential proof that they can deliver on what you need. Now there's this dichotomy that says, if I don't get the first deal, then how do I get experience? But I think today there's enough technology vendors in the marketplace where you can limit your search to those that really have useful case studies, they have referenceable clients, and they have proof points that they are not only good at what the technology does, but that technology performs well in various markets and various market segments that you're trying to serve.